This is the Pecron E3600 lithium iron phosphate, and it is the first portable power station I have used that let me keep my full-size refrigerator cold, brew coffee, and still run a room air conditioner during a blackout without stress or noise. It is the kind of backup that feels like flipping the house back on. I think of this as a high-capacity portable power station for people who actually need to run real appliances, not just top up a phone. If you live somewhere with storms, if you camp with a recreational vehicle, if you work from home and cannot lose power to the modem and the computer, or if someone in your family depends on a medical device like a continuous positive airway pressure machine, this sits in that sweet spot where it is still movable, but it behaves like a small, clean generator that you can use indoors. The design is all function, which I appreciate. The shell is tough, the handles are thick and comfortable, and everything is laid out so you can reach it quickly. It is also heavy. Mine weighs a touch under 80 pounds on my scale, and that matters in daily use. I can slide it short distances by myself, but I prefer using a little dolly to roll it from the garage to the driveway. There are no wheels built in, so plan where it will live. The footprint is manageable against a wall or under a workbench, and the handles make it easy for two people to lift together. On top, the wireless charging pads are actually useful in the real world. When the power was out, I could drop my phone on the pad and not hunt for a cable in the dark. The front touchscreen is bright enough to read even when sunlight hits the panel, and the ports are spaced far enough apart that chunky plugs do not fight each other. One small miss for me is the lack of a built-in light. When the house was dark, I found myself grabbing a headlamp just to see the back of a plug. It is not a deal breaker, but a little light would have been helpful. Getting it up and running was simple. I pulled it out of the box and every cable was labeled. I plugged it into a wall outlet and it woke up immediately. The touch screen walks you through what is happening without jargon. I could see the input from the wall and the output to my devices in real time, and the numbers update fast enough to feel responsive when you add or remove a load. The phone app was also straightforward. I paired over Bluetooth on the first try, and then connected it to my home wireless fidelity so I could check status from the couch. During a weekend trip, I left the power station outside in the shade and watched the battery level from inside the recreational vehicle. That saved a lot of back and forth. I did not have to learn a new language to use this thing. It felt like a big appliance with a friendly interface. Performance is where this unit earns its weight. The battery is a lithium iron phosphate pack rated at a little over 3,000 watt-hours. In practice, that meant I could run my full-size refrigerator all night, keep the modem and the router on, and still have enough left in the morning to brew a pot of coffee and heat breakfast in the microwave. The inverter can supply 3,600 watts continuously, so it does not blink when you start a compressor or a heating element. I ran a portable air conditioner and a toaster at the same time, and the power station did not complain. The waveform is a pure sine wave, and I never heard any buzzing from sensitive gear like my studio speakers or my desktop computer. Charging speed matters with a battery this large, and it accepts a lot of power from a wall outlet. I saw a little over 3,000 watts of input from alternating current, and it went from almost empty to full in a bit over 1 hour. That is the kind of speed that makes this practical between storms or between trips. With solar panels, it can take up to 2,400 watts. I do not always get perfect sun where I live, but with 4 panels rated at 300 watts each, on a clear morning I saw a little above 1,000 watts flowing in, and on a hazy afternoon it hovered in the high hundreds. It was still enough to keep the battery topped off while I ran a portable fridge and charged cameras. I put it through the kind of days I actually have. During a heat wave, I set it in the garage and ran a 12,000 British thermal units portable air conditioner to keep the space workable while I repaired a bike. The draw fluctuated between 600 and 1,000 watts depending on the compressor cycle, and the power station held steady. On a different day, I took it in the backyard for a family get-together. It powered a projector, a small sound bar, string lights, and a fan for hours, and nobody noticed it beyond the convenience. The fans inside the unit only spun up under heavy charging, and even then the sound was a soft whoosh, far quieter than any gas generator. During a planned power shutoff, I tried something that matters to a lot of people. I ran my partner's continuous positive airway pressure machine overnight, along with a bedside lamp and phone chargers. The screen said I would be fine till morning, and it was right. That kind of confidence is the point. One specific use case that sold me was remote work during a storm. The grid went down in the afternoon while I was on a video call. I moved the modem and the router to the Pecron, plugged in my laptop through a 100-watt universal serial bus Type-C port, and added my desk lamp and a monitor. The power draw stayed modest, and the battery barely budged over the next few hours. The call continued, the internet did not drop, and I finished my workday without panic. Another scenario was car camping with a small group. I left the Pecron outside under an awning, ran a long extension cord to a portable induction cooktop, and used the other ports to charge 3 phones, 2 cameras, and a drone battery. At sunset, I dropped 2 phones on the wireless pads and headed to the campfire. No fuss. There are features here that feel thought through. Expansion is a big one. If you want more capacity later, you can add extra packs and push the total storage to around 15,360 watt-hours. I tried one expansion battery and liked how the connection cables are shaped so you can stack without a tangle. Speaking of cables, Pecron includes a parallel adapter for solar that makes combining panels easy, and the connectors clicked in firmly. The touch screen is more than a status panel. I could set charge limits to be gentle on the battery, toggle eco modes, and see how many amps each group of ports was using. You can also charge while powering your gear, which makes it easy to let a gas generator run for a short window, top up the Pecron quickly, and then shut the engine off and enjoy quiet power for the rest of the evening. Not everything is perfect. The weight is real, and I wish there were built-in wheels with a lock. If you plan to move it often, get a small cart. When I added extra batteries and 3 solar strings, the cable situation started to look busy. It is manageable if you plan your layout, but it takes intention to keep it tidy. The unit also ships without a flashlight or a small work light, which I missed during a nighttime power cut. On the support side, I have not needed help yet, but I have seen other owners mention slow responses from customer service around holiday times. That might not matter to you, but it is worth knowing. What surprised me most is how quickly it became part of how I plan. I'm not just thinking about emergency backup. I am thinking about running power tools away from the house without dragging a long cord, about quiet movie nights in the backyard with 0 fumes, about road trips where a recreational vehicle stays cool, and the laptops and cameras are always topped off. For anyone who wants portable energy they can trust, lithium iron phosphate cells are a strong foundation. They are stable, they last for thousands of cycles, and they handle frequent use without drama. After a week of daily charging and discharging, the Pecron stayed cool to the touch, and the fans behaved sensibly. It gave me the feeling that I could use it hard and often without babysitting it. If you are trying to decide whether this is too much for casual camping, be honest about what you need. If you only want to charge phones and flashlights, this is more than you need, and a smaller unit will be easier to carry. If you want to keep a refrigerator cold, keep internet and lights on, cook on a portable induction burner, run a room air conditioner for a few hours, or support medical gear during a power cut, this hits the mark. It is built like a tool. It charges fast. It can grow with you if you add batteries later, and it does it without the noise and fumes that make gas generators a hassle. This is the Pecron E3600 lithium iron phosphate. It is not flashy. It just gets the job done with confidence. If that sounds like what you are looking for, it is worth a serious look. I will share detailed information about the Pecron E3600LFP in the comments section. Everyone, thank you for watching.